All right, should I get my little pre-thing up there? You go, my little warning disclaimer thing going. So 3:30, time to wrap it up. Sorry for being a little bit late. I did that up without sound. So you can hear me now. So I'm looking at this a massive meltdown, and it's pretty much a free for all to the downside at this point. I thought they're going to hold on to these support areas, but you saw in that 2 o'clock hour right there. If I split out 2 o'clock, you'll see how that is that's your move out of the middle to the downside. And this is that 2 o'clock time frame. Usually, you're going to change the direction. You're most likely going to see it in that time frame. And surprisingly, it was to the downside. I thought they're going to hold that range and not extend further, but not necessarily think this is the Nvidia thing going on. I think it's more related to tariff threats going on. I think earlier this morning we had the first sell-off occurred pretty much. I think there was some tariff news which came out, and then basically market went sideways or inside. It went down pretty hard. So if I go back, this whole sell-off, I think it had to do with tariff news. Big move, back and forth, violent reaction to right back up again. Then it was just slopping around in the middle. I figured out, okay, they're not going to go very far. And then towards the end here, when the volume started dying off, I was seriously thinking about the potential retracement trade. I'd bet a good shot at that, but no, that did not work out. You see here, they held that volume weighted mean. 2 o'clock hour kicks in, an absolute freaking free for all on the downside. And it's massive. So it's the interesting part, though, is I showed you on the bonds before that bond market is not doing anything. So it's not a flight to safety. It's just a massive risk-off dynamic going on. So everyone is on the sell button, and you're getting all these guys with stops in the stock market getting shaken out, and they're going to find themselves with all the precision be liquidated and wondering what happened. But they had like 10-15% stops, and they get all freaking shaken out. But this is like a massive sell-off. So I would start from the short side of the market going into the overnight. Unless they trade up above this 36 to 45 area and these two resistance areas, I'm not going to be considering the long side at this point. I was going to be looking at this for further push momentum to the downside. There could be long trades setting up. We are running into a pretty good area of a pretty good area of support. We are down here in this on the capital figure down here in this area. Pretty good support down here at the 58, 70 to 80s. However, with this kind of sell-off, this is like the fourth time they're running it down there. So chances are we may actually see them take this out now and head lower. Now, if they had held this one, the 59.80s, we had a pretty good shot given the news on Nvidia and stuff for this to retrace to the upside. But I'm thinking this is more tariff threats and also tariffs against Europe. They also have the Mexican, Canadian tariffs. All that stuff is coming into play, and I think it's market is just getting super jittery about it. So we'll see. But at this point, not much you can do. All the stocks are down. I think Nvidia is down $9. Palantir is down. Meta is down. Microsoft, everything is down. It's just if you have cash on the sidelines, just put it to work. It's a good time to get in on those stocks at these prices, because feels very much overdone. Doesn't mean they can't take it lower. So they can still take it lower and push on the downside. It's more algo trading which is going on right now. So traded from the short side of the market, look to sell strength against the 59.05s, 24s, or so 25s, the 35s. If they get up above 35s, I would take off the short bias, go back range bound. But this is just ugly, so not much else you can say about it. So trade that from the short side, no trades on the ES. On the Nasdaq, I did try a couple of more trades. I mean, the last update around to 12:30, I had those two trades. I was sitting here, I had last opportunities, but early on this morning, share the damn thing. There you go. So early on this morning, I had a couple of trades on the Nasdaq on the way down. I got caught in this big move. One bad trade and then three stupid trades, which is like, what the heck was I thinking? But then I got absolutely taken by surprise. And you know what? You put your head on straight and stop trading it. But I did not do that, and I paid for it. I tried a few more trades here. In the meantime, a couple of trades I had. Well, this was one short trade here, which was beautiful, but got shaken out of that one before it ran. It was just too volatile. Tried a long trade here, got shaken out. Tried a short trade, or no, tried two long trades here, but then both of them were losers. So that took me down to the 300 mark. So the few winners I had was pretty much like shakeouts, and the losers were losers. So that's what hurt you a day like this. But this last trade I took, I was expecting them to try to squeeze this to the upside. Did not expect this move to the downside to occur, but man, they leaned into that one. So not much you can say about that. They run down here to the 2700s and pushing. They're heading lower. So it's like an absolute free for all on the downside. They like this, I mean, try to get short and then I hope you don't get shaken out, but I got shaken out twice and I'm in a hole right now, so I'm not going to try to dig that hole any deeper, but we had a rough day on the NASDAQ for sure. So trade NASDAQ from the short side at this point. NASDAQ, as you can see, is right down here in this attractor, taking out the 800 attractor and is heading down to the territory, which we don't want it to be in. Then the next stop is the 2500s, and next stop after that, the 2200s. And they're at least 10% off the lows right now, but from 2200s down to 20,600. So around about 10% on the downside. Rough. So if you have money on the sidelines, some of these stocks are on sale, massively on sale. Yes, have your money ready and go shopping, you know. But anyway, also people are trading with stops in the stock market. A lot of people do that just to protect themselves. You're getting all shaken out and taking a 10-50% haircut on their portfolio. And then they have to sit there and figure out how to get back in again. So that is it. But if you don't, I mean, who knows how far they're going to try to push this? Well, anyone's guess. This is the interesting part, though. So both ES and NASDAQ traded from the short side. Unless NASDAQ gets up above the 21,000, I'm not going to worry about consider the long side. And this is going to be looking for reasons to take short positions. Bonds, this is the good news. Bond market is not doing anything. Not sitting here sideways. So the fact that that's not occurring is a good sign. It means that it's not a complete flight to safety. I'm thinking this is more algo trading going on. Sell programs kicking in, most likely because the UK, or sorry, not UK, European tariffs and also the Mexican-Canadian tariffs, which are coming back up again. So there you go. There you have it. Rough day. Not much I can say about it. Look at that. Free for all on the downside. I'm gonna have to pour myself a big cocktail and not stop looking at my stock prices. Anyway, don't look at your 401k. That's gonna be us freaking ugly. And then you're looking at the gold. On gold, we are pretty much we are up and down on gold. So far, not been able to trade up above the 2900. So I would start off on the short side, looking to sell strength against the 2890s, against the 2897s, and the 2900s. This edge I'm going to skip for tomorrow. But if they trade up above that 2900s, I maybe look for a retracement trade again. I tried one long trade earlier on today on gold, and that was this early on thing here. Tried one long trade there, and that just did not materialize. So yeah, I was thinking a short trade, thinking continuation, but they squeezed it up higher and then just went sideways and then slowly started drifting down again late in the session. So probably just as well. I didn't try to trade it further than that. So I won't trade on gold. And then on the oil to the upside, I would not be aggressive on the long side of oil, but if you want to get long, look at the 70s and the 69, 60, 50 to 60s. Rotations back up, and not going to be, as I said, super aggressive buying it, but it looks like they're trying to take it higher. This looks to me very much like reactions, the headlines coming out back and forth. So probably had to do with something with tariffs, and that's causing some reaction against other in these markets. So anyway, that's what we got. So looking to trade gold from the short side, oil from the long side with a bit of caution. All right, back to the ES, and look at it, it's not stopping. It's one of those days, it's just not stopping. So I wish I could have hopped on a short trade at one point, but this is just too volatile right now. So even if you get on, you don't need much of a rotation for it to just shake you flat out of the market, and that's just going to stay ugly. So there you have it. Alrighty, guys, we'll wrap it there for now, and I will see you back bright and early in the morning, see if I can make something back out of that big debacle in the NASDAQ. Kind of bumps me out. I got myself caught in a stupid move, one bad trade, and then I followed up with 3 more without without paying attention. So when it's a good lesson. Anytime you get sloppy, get complacent, that's what happens. You get punished and you're punished hard. So let's take the lesson and let's keep at it, and then go at it again. Alrighty, guys. See you back in the morning. You guys have a good evening. Later.